Hi there, good evening. Time for a word bank show, and we will continue the weather vocabulary. Okay, and oh my god, yeah, and I have brought 5 words associated with vocabulary new year, and we will do these words. Hello, everybody. I'm Vinita Bora, a coach, consultant, and a Canva designer, and I'm here to help all the dreamers to achieve their dreams and uh, achieve the desire to work, study, or migrate abroad. To do that, you have to clear your English proficiency test. And this proficiency test can be done via various international examinations. Yes. And so I usually keep in mind the TOEFL, though the vocabulary is required not just for international exams, even for the national exams, right? So here we are, and we continue with our everyday Facebook Live. So soon I am going to share my screen with you. And yes, here I am. Okay, so here I start with this. Okay, I'll just use my, sorry. Okay, sorry for the interruption. Yeah. And yes, the words that I used last were related to all pertaining to weather. And today I have brought words which are more on the verbal part of it. And we will do those words. Because we have to change the word forms. I'm insisting on learning vocabulary in a different manner. How you can do it in a little different manner is you don't learn just one word. It becomes so boring and not a very effective way. So number one, you have to use the word in some context. If you use the word in some context, you are better briefed and acquainted with the word, and you can use it better. It can make it a part of your vocabulary better. Number two, when you change the various forms, of the words, what happens is you get to know the word from all aspects, from all tangents, from all angles. And then you go deeper into the usage of the word, you get more clarity and you can use it better, right? So, this is my different way. I usually bring you phrases, collocations, idioms, proverbs. So, you don't learn or upscale or improve your vocabulary just by learning by heart some words. No, there are many other requirements. Some grammar is also required. Then precise usage of the word is required. You have to know exactly where to use it, how to use it, in which context. And you can variegate the context also. That's the beauty of a language. If you really play with the words and if you really use them. So I present my screen and here I bring you the words. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. So the words that it's my episode 135, and the words that I have brought today are drizzle, pour. I'll tell you further. And we'll bring first the synonyms of the words drizzle. So, what is the synonym to this word drizzle is sprinkle, mist, mizzle, and shower. Okay. So, drizzle is like a sprinkle, drizzle is like a mist, drizzle is like a mizzle. That's a nice word. And it could be a shower too. So, what are the word forms? Drizzling. This is the present participle. It's been drizzling since early morning. Drizzled, it's the past tense. It drizzled during our walk yesterday. And drizzly is adjective. The weather was dull and drizzly all day. Nice one. Alliteration. The weather was dull and drizzly. Example is the rain began to drizzle lightly, but it didn't stop us from heading outside. Now, the next word that we take today is pour. Now, you pour from a kettle into a cup, or you pour from a glass into a bowl, or whatever. But we use this word for the rain also. And whenever it rains heavily, we use the word pour. So it could be deluge, it could be you are drenched, it could be pelting. So these are different words. So when you have to talk about the rain, and if it's a heavy rain, you can say there was a deluge, and or you can say simply plainly heavy it rained heavily. Or you can say it was pelting down the roofs. Okay, it was pelting down the windows. The word forms would be pouring, ing. It's pouring so hard that I can barely see the road. You must have seen. The rainy season is not yet leaving us, though today it didn't rain in Jaipur out here. But and yes, we did have a sunshine too. Uh, anyway, next word is poured, the past tense. It poured all day, making it impossible to step out. Pourer, the clouds became the relentless pourers of heavy rain. So we are personifying the clouds and making them the pourer of heavy rains. Example could be after just a few minutes of clouds gathering, it started to pour. Now the freeze, when the water solidifies, it becomes either ice or snow. We say it is freeze. So solidify or ice up or frost over or chill. Okay, so these are synonyms. You could use them here or there, but then you have to know the context, how to use them best. What are the word forms? Freezing, frozen, freeze up. So I'm sure ing and past tense and er now you must have picked up very easily. It's so easy to do it. So ing, the air was so cold it felt like freezing in the wind. And past, frozen, the lake was frozen over by the time we arrived. Freezer, the freezer in the back room was almost as cold as the air outside. And example is the water in the pond started to freeze as the temperature dropped rapidly. So the next word is hail. Now hail is pelting storm, ice down bombard. I was hailed with the barrage of words. You can use it metaphorically. So hail is for the weather. Okay, it's hailing so heavily that the rooftops are covered in ice pellets. Okay, you know what's hail? When you actually get those kind of cubes of ice there. So it is ice pellets. Now hailed, it hailed throughout the night, damaging cars and crops. It can be very harmful for agriculture, for crops, because almost ice cubicles pelt down, so they can break the plants, they can mutilate the leaves or the fruits or the flowering of them, the blossom of the plants. Next is hailstorm. The hailstorm was so severe, people had to seek immediate shelter. Yeah, they can go pop on your head also. You will need a helmet otherwise. Okay, so next word is sizzle. Now, you go to a restaurant and you order sizzlers. Yes? So just keep that in mind. Sizzle is very hot. It is scorching, burning, broil, or fry. So these are the synonyms for the word sizzle. So if we associate with weather, when do we sizzle? When the temperature goes beyond 40 degrees, right? It's too hot, the sun beating down, and you say, oh my God, I was sizzled. So sizzling, the hot sand was sizzling under the midday sun. Past tense, the heat sizzled through the afternoon, making it difficult to go outside. And next is the noun. You could hear the sizzle of heat rising from the pavement. आपको इतनी गर्मी थी, when the heat was falling on that, you could hear the sizzle. The summer sun made the ground sizzle beneath our feet. This is almost onomatopoeia. You can hear the sound of the word sizzle. So how can we use all these words together and we make a nice, interesting narrative? Last summer, I experienced all kinds of weather on my trip. It began with a light drizzle as we left the city. The fine mist sprinkling on our car windows. Soon the rain grew heavier. And before we knew it, it started to pour, completely drenching the streets. As we drove further into the mountains, the air became colder and the puddles began to freeze, turning into ice patches that made the road treacherous. The next day, as we reached a small village, we were caught in an unexpected hailstorm. The ice pellets bombarded the rooftop, and we took shelter until it passed. The weather shifted yet again. By midday, the sun was out and the ground sizzling from the intense heat. We spent the afternoon resting in the shade, avoiding the sun's scorching rays. Now, what is the idiom associated with it? I every day bring you one idiom, one proverb. Earlier I was giving you more, but then let's do it slow and steady wins the race. So, come rain or shine. I have used this earlier. Regardless of the circumstances or weather, something will happen. We promise to go hiking tomorrow, come rain or sunshine. I try to bring my daily life, come rain or shine. Okay, next is proverb, make hay while the sun shines. So, what does it mean? To take advantage of favorable conditions while they last. After the storm cleared, we decided to go for a walk, remembering to make hay while the sun shines. Okay, so with this, I come to an end of my daily life today. So I hope there is some takeaway. You must be sitting there with your books and the notebook. And best is to note here, and the best is to go on using it through your mouth, through your mind, and use different contexts the way I gave you ideas. So hail can be used in many different ways, metaphorically also. And all these are simple words, you must have known them. But try and play with the words in the present tense, past tense, making them adjective, making them noun, making using them as adverbs, and that's the beauty of language. So happy learning. I'll see you again tomorrow, same platforms. Bye.